Welcome back to the Stoop, football fans. It's your boy Lolo. We are on the Stoop. It's finally not a live show.
And it's a beautiful day.
A beautiful day. We've got some cloud coverage. It is a little chilly, but it is December, so hey, I can't be mad. We're not in Qatar.
I'm not going to complain about December being 45 degrees and not white and wet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fine with that. I haven't had to snow shovel yet, so
right.
There we go. But Mark, here we are. We're done with the group stages. We're even done with a couple of the knockout round matches. We're starting to see a clearer picture of who's going through, who's getting in actual form. The likes of the Netherlands actually showing up and looking like the Netherlands.
They looked really good. Nothing against the U.S. national team. I thought in spots we looked good. We just weren't consistently good.
Yeah, and then you can say similar things for Australia, France, or not Australia, France, Australia, Argentina. Argentina actually starting to look a bit more like Argentina. France absolutely looking like France. And England starting to get some we're coming home whispers. They're not screaming it the way they were screaming it at the Euros.
I've been seeing it on the social media accounts, and I'm like, not so fast.
Hold on.
You mentioned Argentina. I think that match against Saudi Arabia just scared the piss out of them. And Messi was just like, no, we have to focus.
And for them, they're probably going, look, that was the best time for that to happen.
Yeah,
we had plenty of time to turn it around.
When it comes to France, everybody was talking how deep they were, and I was agreeing, but then they lose Pogba and Benzema, and they're still deep as fuck.
Yeah, jeez.
So England is going to have they're going to have their work cut out for them. I really believe that. I think it's going to be an absolute slugfest, and be wary of the fatigue factor that might settle in for the victor.
Oof. Well, yeah, but let's dig deep into it. That's what I called you over here today to talk about. Is
about
the England France. Before we do that, please hit that like button, hit the share, subscribe, all those good things. Help us out with the algorithm and help us to continue to build an audience for what we're doing here. And even the thumbs down button, it doesn't matter.
Hey, whatever you do. And Christmas season is upon us. We've got some really great On the Stoop merchandise that you can buy. Your On the Stoop could-be fan, would-be fan. And for you Leeds fans out there, if you know someone that would love one of those James mugs that says, if it ain't Leeds, boop, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mr. Tom's got one. Maybe you should get one too for your loved ones this holiday season.
So let's get into it, all right? We're talking England, France. This is, it doesn't get more World Cup final in a quarterfinal than this. This is two of the powerhouses in the world, two of the more informed teams. You look at England, what's their only mar on their record was a 0-0 draw against the United States.
Yeah.
Besides that, they put up 6 goals. They put up 3 goals, and they put up 3 goals again.
Yeah, they're scoring at a tremendous rate.
A tremendous rate. Now, France as well, they lost to Tunisia. Arguably, I've seen things saying like, we're going to have them go back and look at that Tunisia or the disqualified goal for offside, whatever, that drew them level. But whatever. They benched most of their starters for most of that match, and they did lose to Tunisia. But 2 wins before that, and then a heavy-handed victory in the knockout round. So I'm looking at this match like this. There are so many stars that are going to be on that pitch on Saturday. We just, as football fans, have to be like, we're lucky. We're lucky to be watching this. This is fantastic. And it's not the last game. It's not like the last game where you waited to see, okay, now here we go.
Right.
This is one of these teams is going home. France or England is going home.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that the challenges for England start this early, drawing France now and then potentially taking on, if they were to move on, they would potentially get the winner of what could be Spain and Portugal. Another hard-hitting knockout, fisticuffs of World Cup
Is
favorites.
that where it goes? I don't think that's where it goes next.
No,
No, I think they play
they would play
the winner of Croatia and Brazil.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know.
They're on the same half of the bracket.
Y'all let me know how wrong I am.
I'm letting you know.
in the comments, because
Don't tell them anything. I'm letting him know right now.
I'm looking at an alternative universe.
No,
bracket,
Spain and Portugal
apparently.
are on the other side, are on the other bracket.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree at this moment, but
You
I
don't
think
have
that,
to
I
disagree.
think the task at hand is France-England here.
What the fuck is going on? Okay.
Mr. Director, can we throw something up here?
He's not here. This isn't a live show.
Oh, he can't back
This
me.
means I'm going to put the graphics up just to show that you're wrong.
Ting.
But what we have going forward is the winner of that potentially will have to face Brazil. So assuming that Brazil goes through, it could end up being in that next round in the semifinal. But we're looking right here at the quarterfinal, and England cannot be looking past the quarterfinal. Nobody can be looking past the quarterfinal. So here's the big question that's on everybody's mind is, who can stop Kylian Mbappe?
Well, currently no one, because the guy has 5 goals in 4 games.
Well, the Tunisian defense stopped him for half a match.
Okay. But still, the fact is that he has 5 goals in 4 games, and that's even 5 goals in 3 games.
Yeah. So
I don't think anyone back there can, and I'm actually a little worried, because in the last England match, yesterday, man, Harry Maguire looked awful, and I know he kind of played. He's on the other side of the pitch from Mbappe, but
he's in the middle.
Man.
He'll be in the middle. So
And it just there's a liability there that I think that Southgate has to look at.
And with Senegal had chances.
Yeah,
Senegal had
absolutely,
plenty of chances in the
absolutely.
first half. You
And
could even say the
I
Bukayo
can't
Saka
even
goal
tell
was.
you how many times I heard the announcer say, Maguire let that one through. Maguire made a mistake. Maguire, was out of position. And that where Senegal couldn't cash those checks. France is going to take full advantage there.
In a very similar way to England, where England got their first goal, the Bukayo Saka goal. My man, my star boy. They got their goal against the run of play.
Crush.
We can't call it a man crush. He's very young. That'd be very creepy either way.
Well, I don't know, kind of like
no.
a Grealish Foden sort of thing.
Lawler is the only one who has a legit man crush, and it's on Olivier Giroud. He's made that known.
There's a lot of dreaminess there.
Yeah, because he kind of looks like him. So I'm like, yeah, John loves himself.
Right.
But similar thing from France and England is you cannot give them opportunities because they don't need that many. They don't need that many. There's too many dangerous people that can score.
Mm-hmm.
And once you take care of Kylian Mbappe, you've still got Giroud to cover. You've still got Antoine Griezmann to cover. You've still got Rabiot, who loves to shoot from everywhere.
He was so good.
You've still got Dembele.
Another player that's been playing really
These guys
strong.
haven't had to heat up, light it up, and score goals because the goals are coming from Mbappe and Giroud.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you can't just worry about killing Mbappe.
Yeah. It becomes even the same situation that that you would face in playing England. It's choose your poison. So many weapons on that team, and goals can come from any direction. It just so happens that for France, these are the 2 players that are most in form, and no one can stop them. But if you were to do that, there are other players that can and will step up and score those goals in their absence.
Yeah, so if you think about it on that side, who would be covering Kylian Mbappe? Whose job would that be? That would be Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker is one of the only fullbacks in, possibly the world who has the talent and the speed to keep up with Kylian Mbappe. That being said, Kyle Walker is getting older. We did see him tire out a bit in the Senegal match. But he does have the speed, the pace, the physicality, and the skill that can hold him, especially with John Stones. I know what you're saying about Maguire being on the other side. John Stones. But what that does is it shifts your focus this way, and now you're leaving Harry Maguire to cover Dembele, Griezmann, Giroud, everybody in that.
And not only that, but, you know, Mbappe plays 90 minutes full throttle.
Yeah.
You know, if the last match was any indicator, you know, Matty Cash did a pretty good job on him for about 60 minutes, but then Cash just cashed out. He was cashed.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you just can't keep making those runs.
You can't keep up with them for 90 minutes, and I think that that's going to be an issue. But England is a deep team. There are what you get 5 substitutes and three opportunities to make them.
Yeah.
You know, the question being is, if it does go to extra time, who does that benefit? I think it might benefit France.
It could. That all depends on Gareth Southgate's on his
mastery.
Well, on his starting 11,
Chess
and
match.
then his substitutes. So he's got a lot to think about. His front players. There's all this debate of Rashford, Foden, Saka. Who should be in there? Who should be starting? Who should be playing? And I think, listen, you're getting good results from all of them. So don't be too bothered about who starts. What I would be more concerned with who can come in and do the job, which is where maybe you do want Rashford off the bench. Like I would start Saka and pull him later because he's used to it. He's used to starting all the time. He's used to being off from the jump. Foden isn't right now. Rashford isn't right now. They are not starting 100% of their matches for their clubs. Rashford's even been linked to moves away from Manchester United. However, he's in form, and Foden's in form.
They're all.
It's a good problem to have.
I think everyone up front for England is definitely in form. You know, I mean, you know, this shuffling around for Southgate. You know, it's like, you know, this is, you know, when they played Senegal, it's just like, this is a game where we will win no matter who we put out there. You know, I think we overmatched them, so we can take Rashford, who had a tremendous game in the third game of the group stage, had a brace, I believe, and then, you know, substitute a Saka. But at what point do those game-by-game changes stop, and you're like, all right, this is our lineup.
I don't think that ever happens
you know, you don't think
for Southgate. No, I mean, just look at Jordan Henderson. He didn't start every match. I think he came in to the second half of maybe he started one of the group stage matches. I'm not sure, but he hasn't played every single one. And then he comes out and he's probably man of the match for them, even though I think it was Saka was man of the match. But Jordan Henderson put in a damn good shift, not only just scoring the goal, he controlled that midfield. Him and Bellingham, of course. Bellingham is. We don't even have to talk about him because he's in the lineup. He's in the lineup for good. He can do everything.
He does so much.
The English Musiala. But something that concerns me for England is set pieces. They love sending Harry Maguire forward and John Stones forward for set pieces because they're good in the air and they score goals with their big old heads. Mm-hmm. But a set piece counterattack, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele.
All you need is a clearance on that left-hand side that just gets there, and
nobody's going to catch him.
He will get there. He'll just be like, turtle power.
So I could see England absolutely dominating most of the match in not giving him the space to run, and then they get a corner. Everybody comes up.
Right.
It's just not a perfect corner, or it just gets cleared out in the wrong direction, and he's gone. And we've seen one-on-one, he will outrun you. He will outrun Kyle Walker.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
But he can finish. He will finish.
If Walker can get there, he can maybe have the strength to push. Maybe. I don't even know. That doesn't even sound right coming out of my mouth that Walker can push Mbappe off the ball. He's big enough, but I just no, that just sounded weird coming out. So I'm just going to stop right there. You mentioned set pieces for England and the possibility of the counter. France gets their share of set pieces from the corner for sure.
For them, for
themselves,
I just don't see. Yes, England can counterattack very well as well. They got the young guys. They got Harry Kane, who's an incredible long ball passer from the center of the pitch, hold up play. Like what Harry Kane does well is far beyond putting the ball in the back of the net.
Exactly.
And he's shown, any England fan will say he's been doing fantastic, even though their main striker has one goal, and he rarely gets subbed off. But he only has one goal. He's got like 3 or 4 assists, I think.
Assists.
So what he does off of the ball is incredible. So yes, a counterattack could work in England's favor as well. But this is going to be a punch, counter-punch type of match. I don't see this one being 0-0. I don't see this one being 1-1. I see 3 goals from both teams.
That's a lot.
France gives up opportunities. They have not kept a clean sheet. Have they?
I can't.
No.
I mean, the penalty that they conceded to Lewandowski was kind of soft. So
it doesn't matter. It's a penalty.
And it was saved, even though he was a little off his line. Is that a little gimme?
Doesn't matter. It's a penalty.
Know, so
the Australian goal wasn't like
that. I get, but I mean.
England gives up opportunities as well. This is what I'm saying. They've given up opportunities to lesser teams who have put the ball in the back of the net. If the United States team actually had some strikers or guys who can, one opportunity, it's a goal, we could have beat them because we had opportunities.
Our issue. I think the States' issue was a little more of size. I think the United States, when it was all said and done, and I was able to kind of like sit back and look, and it's like, we're quick, we're crafty, but we're very, very undersized.
And finishing, very small team and finishing.
The way the Dutch were able to push us off the ball was
so that's
ridiculous.
where they'll give us as many corners as they want because we're not doing anything with them.
Right.
But I'm just saying, both of these teams have given up opportunities to these other teams to score, and they haven't put them away.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they have, England have just scored more. France have just scored more. Look at that. They went down 1-0 to Australia, ended up winning 4-1. So that shows you, that's a little lapse in focus, but it can happen, and it can be there. Even against Poland. Poland had some opportunities. France was just a bit more clinical about shutting them down.
And Reeves
this
was
time.
Amazing against Poland.
Yeah.
He was really strong.
You guys wearing a Man United hat.
Fuck him.
So I don't know. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. But I do think, England can get a result. Actually, as good as France looks, I think England looks just as good, and it's hard to poke holes in either of their sides right now.
This is gonna be a tough one to call. You're correct. I mean, they are both playing very well. Their rosters are extremely strong. The only nick, I guess, in any of them is, Sterling going home.
They have cover for him.
So they're just a little bit less deep, but I don't think he wasn't really getting much time anyway. I don't think. This is going to be a tough call. It's going to be an absolute joy to watch. It goddamn better be. This is France and England. I don't want it to be a snooze fest where they're going to just we'll ride it out and take our chances in goal kicks.
I think the first part of it is going to be that just don't give up a goal, and then once the first goal goes in, it's going to be back and forth and back and forth.
And that's the seal. Everybody in the bar is heading to the bathroom.
Yeah. So, are you willing to make a score prediction on this? It's a little early. We have no clue about lineup or health or anything.
Man, this is the one that I think. This is the one matchup I think the English fan base, England looked at and said, let's hope we don't draw France, or let's hope we draw France later down the line. Man, this is going to be tough, and I'm more impressed by France. I'm going to say, I'm going 2-1 the French. Allez, allez, allez. Sorry.
2-1 to France.
No, I'm not sorry. Allez, allez, allez. 2-1 to the French. To the Frogs.
I see more goals in it than that. I do. It's a tough call right now. It's a tough, and maybe I'll amend this call as the week progresses and as I read a bit more, as more news comes out.
Do read.
But
more than the obituary. I mean the comic strips.
I'm gonna say 3-2. In extra time to England.
There you have it. Straight from the stoop.
Yeah. I think they focus a lot on containing Mbappe, but they get goals from other places. Maybe Mbappe gets one, Giroud gets one, or Dembele gets one. And but I think the fact that England are getting their goals from all over the place, Saka's been fantastic to me. Of course, a little. But Jude Bellingham has been incredible.
Jude Bellingham has been beyond incredible. He's been almost godlike. And his fluidity on the pitch is mind-boggling.
Maybe what I was saying about the set pieces, about those being a huge opportunity for France to counterattack, they may make a mistake, and knowing that, be like, on your marks, get set, and be more focused on the counterattack, and Slabhead will get his head on the ball. And he is very good in the air.
No,
he's
absolutely.
Very good in the air.
I mean, he's throwing those arms like a backstroke.
You got to throw them bows. So, yeah, as of now, as of Tuesday, late Monday, Tuesday, I'm saying an England win 3-2 in extra time. So go ahead and put your money on all of that and get ready to lose it, because I lose all of my bets. I don't know if you've known this. Even worse than Mr. Tom. So
I guess the only one making money this World Cup is Ronnie. Did you hear about
he's
that?
making a ton of money.
$212 million for 1 year, but we'll save that for a different show.
To me, that doesn't seem like a very good ego thing.
No, it's a cash out.
What does he need to cash out? He already has $1 billion.
Now he's got $1.2 billion.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that's it from the Stoop, y'all. Don't forget, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the share button if you got anybody that you think would be interested in the kind of nonsense we like to bring y'all over here.
Two Brooklyn boys talking it out.
And we will see you Saturday for our live show, pre-match, halftime, and post-match from the Dram Shop. Peace, y'all.